Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another exciting edition of the North Bank Summit. It's another Monday night. It's dark, it's miserable, but Arsenal was still 7 points clear. And despite all the moaning and negativity, we're 7 points clear. So, woohoo! And to celebrate this exciting achievement, I've got two beautiful men alongside me. Sadly, Andy Mockler's remembered he's got an OnlyFans thing, so he can't make it tonight. So alongside Liam and myself tonight, we have George. Thankfully, turning up to the rescue. How you doing, George?
I'm good, mate. It's everyone else, isn't it? But
Yeah,
yeah,
no, it is. Yeah, it is.
no, not too bad, mate. A bit frustrating kind of weekend, but mad that
Yes.
we've come out of it a point ahead from what we was last week. So
Yeah, no, that is exactly it. And Liam, how you doing, my friend?
Yeah, good evening, mate. Yeah, I'm all right. All good.
Looking a bit leaner there. A couple little runs in the old treadmill.
A couple of runs, mate. Not feeling it at the moment. I think it'll take a few months.
No.
A few months to.
How's your heart? Is all right?
Yeah, it's just about all right, mate.
Good lad. And I suppose the heartbeat kind of helped with the disappointment of Saturday night. And before we go into the Forest game, and obviously we'll talk about Inter Milan tomorrow, then the big match now against United on Sunday. Obviously, we'll talk about the Manchester derby quickly because, the Man City to drop points. And for them to drop points, Liam, in the way they did was, well, I thought it was quite telling. I didn't think they had anything, Man City. Haaland coming off, he didn't look very happy. And I know they keep signing players because they can do what they like, let's be honest. No one cares. Just have 150 charges. They can give a flying shit. So, yeah, everyone's going Man City are the big challenges, but, well, they're just not firing at the moment, are they?
No, they were absolutely appalling on Saturday. I do think, like, after overlooking this weekend, I do think that when you look at the 4 teams that were in the League Cup semi-finals, like Chelsea were the only teams that kind of rest their players and brought players back in. So I don't think the intensity of the League Cup semi-finals played a massive part in terms of the performances over the weekend. But yeah, they were absolutely awful, Man City, from start to finish. United started on the front foot with a much better team, and to be honest, it should have been about 5 or 6-0. I've never seen Man City get torn to pieces like that. United were absolutely superb, and it makes it an interesting game on next Sunday now for us, because obviously they're gonna have a lot more confidence going into this game, and it'd be interesting to see how they play this game now, because naturally you'd expect them to play a really low block, but not really sure Michael Carrick will do that after that performance of the weekend.
No, very true. As the old classic George, the old new manager bounce, and United did look a different team. Although obviously City have now signed Gay, so I think that'll help them defensively. But yeah, it was great news for us.
yeah, I kind of was going into it and thought, oh, if out of the next 2 games City have got, so they've got Man United and they've got Wolves. I thought, you know what, United probably could do them, especially with Carrick, new manager bounce. And I'll still repeat what I've said for weeks and weeks. Manchester City are not the team that we've seen over the last few years. Like, they're just not. Like, you look at the teams that they've dropped points at. Guardiola teams like De Bruyne and all them, Gundogan and all them players weren't doing that. So yeah, it's frustrating that we're not capitalising on it, but I'll put it out there. The teams that are in the top 3 again will drop more points. So it's just whoever has that killer edge, really. But and like you said, Brooksy, I think it's telling when you're taking Haaland off. Like, he's the best striker, like, on his day. I don't think there's any argument that he's best striker in the world. So Man United was obviously able to shut him down and that. And like you said, they had a goal disallowed as well, didn't they? United. So it could
there too.
Yeah, so a couple of goals. So it could, like you say, it could have been 4 or 5, and yeah, it was a bit weird. I thought if United were gonna get something, it'd be quite close. But you would have thought that Man United was in a title race.
Well, yeah, no,
Like,
they were
I'm not
very, very good.
don't get excited, United fans. I'm not saying you're in the title race. I'm saying watching
No,
that
the
game.
way they
Yeah,
played,
watching that game, you would have thought.
yes, they certainly played the occasion.
Yeah,
But then obviously, so then that finished, and we're all getting excited. Arsenal, 6 points clear as it stands. You're thinking, lovely, right, here we go then. Nottingham Forest away, 5:30. What you got? God, we could be 9 points clear by the end of the day. And well, Liam, it was crap. Let's be honest. There's no other way to describe it. I mean, at the end of the day, we've taken the point, we move on. And obviously, Villa losing yesterday, that not to be the worst result in the world. Obviously, 2 games now, Liverpool at home and Forest away. Haven't scored a goal, haven't really looked like scoring a goal. 2 opportunities to go further clear, even more clear. I know we've won 1 more point clear, but it could have been 9. It could even be 11 points. And I'm just, without trying to be too negative, because 7 points clear, it's amazing. But it's just 9 and 11 it's just, I just think that's too much of a gap. I mean, there's not many teams that blow that gap. I know there's been a couple, but I think the way we are defensively set up, we're not going to let us concede many goals. We're not going to lose many games. But attacking wise, recently it's just been very poor in the league, especially.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed with us at the moment in terms of our performances. It's don't get me wrong, we're in a great position, which makes it even more weirder. But when you look at that second half Liverpool performance, let's be honest, it was appalling. The second half performance at Liverpool, at home to Liverpool, was appalling. It's the worst I've seen us ever play. And you see Man City, get absolutely rinsed off the pitch, and you think, surely now, the players are going to take the owners now and get them 3 points because it's massive. But we didn't even look like we wanted to score a goal, if I'm being totally honest. And it's the same. I'm sorry, it's the same old. It's the same old people and the same old players that cost us. Like, you got Martinelli. He's good in the cups. But that miss is appalling. It's absolutely appalling. And how many times have we sat there and said it about Martinelli? Like, do you know what I mean? And when you start looking at the positions that actually we still need to probably cover off over the next few windows. And look, let's be honest, the league's not the league. Like, I don't sit there and think, oh, this is the worst league ever. I just think it's more competitive than ever. And I think what's happened is a lot of teams are all setting up pretty much the same way, which is obviously you're seeing so many 0-0s. Do you know what I mean? You're seeing more 0-0s than ever before because everyone's setting up the same way. So it is hard. But I just feel that at the moment, like, we're not even out of second gear whatsoever. I just watched a video back of us at Aston Villa last year at home. We drew 2-2. I know we beat them 4-1, but the reason I'm mentioning this is that Trossard was whipping in 2 incredible crosses into the box. 2 incredible crosses into the box that day, which resulted in 2 goals. And we ain't seen our wingers crossing anything into the box for our strikers at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Like, the game's pretty much all about set pieces. And I'll tell you what, one thing I will say, I thought Nottingham Forest defended our set pieces absolutely superbly on Saturday. Not many teams have done what Nottingham Forest done. And what else I will say about Nottingham Forest, their position is a fake position. That they made a big mistake in getting Big Ange in, and it absolutely ruined the club. And they're just trying to get out of it now. But Liverpool didn't beat Nottingham Forest last year whatsoever and won a title. It was 2 draws. So we've taken 4 points off Forest. And the reason I'm saying that is that Forest, it's not like Forest are sole players, do you know what I mean? And whatsoever. Like, okay, Chris Wood's not there, but you pretty much look at the team and you think they still got all good players around the pitch. If it's a night game, and like I think that's one of the hardest games that we'll get out of the way now. Yet again, Forest away, because I just think that they were very lucky, Man City at Nottingham Forest. Like, that goal should have never stood. That should have been a draw as well. And yeah, I just think that Nottingham Forest are actually not a bad outfit, and I think they played really well, and they done what we all know what Sean Dyche does. And I'll tell you another thing, not a lot of people picked up on it. Arteta struggles against Sean Dyche quite a bit. If you go back through the years,
the Everton game,
if you go back through, and not just Everton, mate, Burnley as well. Yeah, if you go back through the years, Arteta's had a bit of an issue beating the Sean Dyche side. And it doesn't surprise me that that game ended up 0-0 because I think we've seen quite a few 0-0s between Arteta and Sean Dyche. And yeah, look, the game's out of the way. The most incredible part of it all is that actually we're all pissed off, and rightly we're pissed off because the situation that come to us. But we somehow, like George said, we somehow like 7 points clear now. And the beauty of being 7 points clear instead of 6 points clear all singles down to actually Aston Villa and Man City have got to rely on us slipping up in 3 games at the moment. We've got to slip up in 3 games. Now, the likelihood of Arsenal slipping up in 3 games and one of them winning the league, for me, it's 0.001%, if you like to ask me. So I think Man City and Aston Villa at the moment at least expecting us, needing us to slip up in 5 games. So the sooner we can get out of this kind of period, the better. And I'm very much in the situation now. I don't blame you, Gyökeres, for everything because I think that's harsh and I don't agree with it. But what I will say is the sooner we can get Havertz fit and back in the team, the absolute better. Because do you know what? At least he knows the system. The players know how to play around him.
They know his runs,
and it could be key for the back end of the season, mate. It could be massively key because at the moment I just don't see Gyökeres getting the service, and I'm not sure how quickly that's going to change. Like we're talking about 5-6 months. He's coming to a club like that's obviously it's that whole new bearings, new players, everything, new league, and I don't think him and the players are adapted to each other on the pitch yet. And I think Arteta's now going to be in a situation where actually I think he's going to have to get Havertz fit and pretty much rely on him, if I'm being totally honest, because look, when you look at Tottenham away, like Havertz tore them apart the other year, do you know what I mean? Like, I just think like tomorrow night Havertz has to start. I wouldn't start him against United personally. I'll then start him in the other Champions League game. I personally wouldn't start him then against Sunderland. I'd start him, Leeds. I'd start him against Chelsea in the Cup. Give Havertz these 3 cup games and then introduce him into that Premier League team.
No, sounds good. And also, with regards to the starting the lineup, George, I mean, I know people. I mean, it annoys me slightly because there's quite a few Arsenal fans like to moan about Bukayo Saka, which I get and I don't get. But the way I see it, I know he should be rested every now and then. But in games like Saturday night, he should be starting all day long. Apparently, he had a little niggle, but Forrest would have looked at that team sheet and gone, "No result. Saka's not playing." You know, Madueke didn't really do anything. I just don't really understand it. I think if Saka's available, he starts. And, you know, it's no brainer for me. The same with Trossard. If he's fit, he starts ahead of Martinelli. I think sometimes Arteta tries to be too clever. I know he's got to rotate and that, but I just think, especially with the league games, you try and play your strongest side. I think. I mean,
which I think the strongest side shouldn't be involving Gabriel Martinelli in it, personally. With the Saka thing, like I do get that, but I don't think Saka's been the best as he can be for a little while. I think when he's come off the bench, we've seen a different Saka, personally. Like he set the goal up, didn't he? Was it Bournemouth? And then I thought when he come on, he was really, really good. Would I have started him? Probably, just because it's Saka and you start him. But I think the bigger issue is that Martinelli, how many more times have you got to be burnt by Gabriel Martinelli? Like Liam said, that missing the first half is criminal. Let's call it out for what it is. People can say about Arteta, he shouldn't have picked this person, that person. But Mikel Arteta's not the one that has missed that chance at Gabriel Martinelli. If Martinelli puts that away, we wouldn't potentially go and win the game 1-0. And we are 9 points. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? And I think this is this is my issue with some of our fan base. Is that you can say and another one person I'll call out is Martin Odegaard. He's meant to be the captain of the club. And that performance on Saturday, I wasn't that impressed with it. So,
But you could say that about the whole team. The whole team.
yeah,
was
but
packed. I mean,
Erdegaard's the
everyone
captain,
blames the
mate.
captain. Declan Rice was caught at the end, going meh, 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 swearing, and everything. And I don't know. We don't actually know what he was swearing about. But if he's moaning about the players, he needs to be careful because he was crap as well on Saturday. And everyone needs to get on with it. It takes one player to pop up and score one goal. Everyone needs to go. I'll tell you who is annoying me, and this might sound a bit weird because you're the wonderful defender, but Yuri Timber keeps popping up in the fucking way all the time up front when trying to get a goal. Just get out of the way and let the strikers and midfielder score. And I understand it, but how many times now has he got in the way of a few goals?
Yeah.
There's about 3 or 4 chances now. I understand it, but it's bloody annoying.
I think the worst thing we're missing is a left back as
Yeah,
well. I mean, we've been saying we need a left back and then when Arteta bought like 100 left backs, everyone was taking the piss out of that. Well, we could do with a left back now because Timber for me doesn't work at left back.
No, he doesn't at all.
Everyone's saying, "Oh, well, why is Timber playing there?" Because hold on a minute, because half of the fan base, what we've seen is that we can't trust Miles Lewis-Skelly at the minute because when he plays, he's not been that good. So
he's had a real drop off.
Yeah, the thing with Erdegaard, what it is, I know he's prone to criticism, but my thing is he's the captain of the club, mate. So he should be leading I just think that performance wasn't a captain's performance for me personally. Like the amount he was giving the ball away. But then there is certain aspects in that game that does fall on Arteta because he should be bringing other players on instead of. It's a difficult one, mate. But
that's the thing. With an hour go, I mean,
yeah.
Liam, I know you, Eze as well. He's bringing him on for like 12 minutes and 13 minutes and 16 minutes. I mean, come on, give the bloke a chance. Give him at least 25 minutes, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he does set himself up to fail sometimes.
Yeah.
You brought these players in, give them some minutes, give them a chance, give them at least half hour.
We just seem scared to lose. I don't know if you boys agree, but that's what it feels like to me. Like, I think that what year was it? Do you know when we were so far ahead and all that it just seems like we're a bit scared to lose at the moment.
Yeah, it could be right. Yeah, a few years ago we were about 7 points clear of Man City, wasn't it? And it all went
Which
wrong.
affects you more playing like the way we're playing.
We are very, very tough to beat.
Yeah.
And that's what he set us up to do and set pieces. Thierry Henry is on Monday Night Football tonight. And there was a little clip of him earlier and he was saying, people are criticising Arteta, but he set up a way that are making Arsenal very hard to beat and people were still moaning. He said, what else is he meant to do? We're top of the league by 7 points. We're smashing the set pieces and people are still moaning. There's madness.
We're frustrated. That's what it is. We're frustrated. Look, we're all frustrated. If anyone tells me they come out of that Nottingham Forest game not frustrated, then I challenge whether football's for them. If I've been totally honest with you, I challenge if football's for them because you sit there and see your team having the greatest chance going 9 points clear.
I said to you, if we won that game, we win the league.
But they don't put a patch on Forest, do they? They don't create nothing. And
even in the time, no one was really going for it. It was just very, very lethargic.
I get the frustration, but what my issue with, and I'll call it out for what it is, what my issue with our fans is when the game's still got 5 minutes left and you're seeing them say, Arteta's got to go, we've bottled the league. It's like that for me. Them people don't deserve us to win the league.
Yeah, because of every fan base, mate.
But yeah, we could, but I don't support the other fan.
Every fan base.
Speaking of social media now, it's too easy.
You've got to get his head out of social media.
It's too easy to go on there.
That was on WhatsApp, mate. That wasn't even on social media. But I just think, you come out that game frustrated. Like, at the end of the day, we're going for a title. We want to be winning at Forest away. We've won 1 game in 5 at Forest away, by the way, as well as that, which I think people do forget. But I get the frustration. I just think some of the opinions I've seen about it is a bit out there for me. But I just think, like you said, Liam, I think the same problems are with the same players.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't think Odegaard deserves to be in the team. If you want me to be frankly honest, I don't think he deserves to be in the team whatsoever. He's come back into the team, and I think he's been if Eze produces that performance on Saturday, yeah, he's out for a few games. But Odegaard won't be out for a few games. And I get it, he's the captain, yeah, right. But there's something different about Odegaard, and maybe it is the way Arteta's setting him up to play. I don't know, but there's something totally different. And I've got this big issue with him. I've had this big issue with him all season about him dangling his foot. And he got himself injured because of it at West Ham and then was out for 2 months because of it. And I've seen it at Aston Villa where he just dangled himself in there. Look, and he's not a defensive midfielder, but I'll tell you something. He's sitting in defensive midfield half the time. There was at least 2 or 3 attacks in the first half, and he's nowhere near the box. He's nowhere near the box share, right, whatsoever, attacking it. And I'm sitting there thinking, you know what, Gyökeres is getting all this crap. But what's he supposed to do? Like, when he's got no one centrally supporting him whatsoever, what is he actually supposed to do? Like, we know the wingers like to cut back because obviously they're on their other foot, which doesn't help him whatsoever. But I'm watching us attack here, right, at a very slow pace, and I'm thinking he's got no support. There's no one breaking into box. Do you know what I mean? To actually maybe take people away from him. Do you know what I mean? Or play that. Like, look at the Chelsea game. It happened, mate. And what happened was, yeah, right. He brought Mikel Merino on, yeah, right. Mikel Merino plays that ball into the box. Gyökeres holds it up. Little tap to Zubimendi. Goal. And that's what we need to see more of, mate. We need to see more about attacking midfielders getting into the box with him. Do you know what I mean? And we're not seeing that. We're not seeing that enough. And it frustrates the hell out of me because I know we've got the quality. We've got the calibre. I know Odegaard can do it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying he can't do it because I know he can do it. But we've got Eze. We've got Odegaard. We've got Waneri. Do you know what I mean? We've got Mikel Merino. And no one's busting their ass to get in the box.
And just him being captain, he needs to be like... he is the captain, so he should be putting performances in
better than what he did on Saturday.
Yeah, and I don't think that's good enough from a club captain's point of view.
I do agree with Yuri and Timber. Now, I'll tell you a good point I picked up on at Liverpool, and it worried me a little bit. And there's a few players that worried me at Liverpool, and I said it on this show. I said Declan Rice's body language was not right in that second half. I said that. He's frustrated. 100% he's frustrated. Yuri and Timber stopped going up with headers with Cody Gakpo in that game. And I was like, you can't just stop jumping with a player. You can't just stop. I get it, he's had to move out to left back. And let's be honest, right? Yuri and Timber going forward offers us nothing at left back. But the only other solution is Lewis Skelly, who's a liability at the back. So you either go for one or go for the other. Now, I totally agree with Arteta. He's got to go for he's got to go for Timber because he needs to kick the clean sheet more than anything. Do you know what I mean? So I 100% agree that he has to push him out to left back. Does he offer us anything? Absolutely not. But I've just seen, I think Timber needs a break. I actually think he needs a break. I think he's a player I'm wondering if he's a little bit burnt out. Like, he just doesn't seem the same either. Yep. And I watched him a few times now and I'm thinking, you don't even look happy. Like, Yuri and Timber always look happy. Do you know what I mean? Top quality player. So I do think he needs a rest as well. And the sooner we can get Calafiori and Hincapié back, the better. Because
when are they back?
Well, Hincapié apparently might be back Sunday, but he's still not in training yet. Okay. But the worry we got is, isn't it? The worry we got is you can't just like throw him back in. But at the end of the day, you got players like Timber, who I do think needs a breather, mate, because he's playing every 3-4 days. Do you know what I mean? And,
that's why I won't play him tomorrow, personally.
No, I don't.
I get why we haven't got Guahi because we're not going to pay him $300K a week. Do you know what I mean? We're not going to pay him $300K a week.
He wouldn't get in the team. Where's he going to play?
So to pay him $300K a week, but this defense needs support. Like they're playing every other 3-4 days. Do you know what I mean? We haven't got the resource. We thought we had the resource incredibly, and we haven't got the resource at the moment. And that's why you're seeing like we're yet again, right? Tomorrow night, it'd be interesting what he does because I don't think he can rest Saliba or Gabriel whatsoever. And ideally, you want them rested for Sunday. Look, Chelsea done the right thing in some ways, right? And I think this is why it kicked off with Mascara, whatever we call him, Mascara, their old manager, because they wouldn't let him play certain players.
Maresca.
Because of injuries, weren't it? They weren't fit. So in that Arsenal game, he was told, mate, you're not playing Reece James, you're not playing Cole Palmer. Do you know what I mean? They weren't not injured, They just resting them because actually the Premier League's more important to them. Do you know what I mean? The Carabao Cup, yeah, it's good, but we need to get top 4. We need to be in the Champions League next year. And that's why, in my opinion, that on Saturday, out of all them 4 teams that played in the Carabao Cup, Chelsea were the only team to win. And look, they played 2 home games, so that was nice. That was quite nice. But they did rotate and they put fresh players in on Saturday, and I think that really supported them. And I do think the intensity of having to play every 3-4 games is a massive part in terms of our performances against Nottingham Forest and Liverpool.
Obviously, because you said Mosquera, obviously he was back on the bench Saturday night, so there's a possibility he can throw him in tomorrow night. I mean, whether you just chuck him in or not, I'd be surprised. I mean, let's say Inter Milan, they're top of Serie A. Obviously, last year we went there, lost 1-0. We're very lucky to lose 1-0 because Marino got punched in the head and nothing happened. And it was a funny old game. They scored, it might have been a deflected goal. I don't think it was anything. It's just one of those funny little games. But obviously, we go there. We're a better side than we were last season. You could argue they are, but I'd still I mean, Liverpool went there and beat them this year, I believe, and they're awful. So, I mean, I presume he'll make a few changes. I mean, it's difficult because obviously the United game's now massive because, you know, it's going to be a big game. But obviously, if we win tomorrow night, I believe we're guaranteed top spot. We're going 3 points clear, weren't we, with 2 games left?
Well, if we won tomorrow night, that last game's not. We're going to win the last game whoever we play. Yeah.
So you lot think he's going to make a few changes? I presume Ray will be back, being goal. I mean, I'd like to see Lewis Skelly giving a go. I know he's going for a bad run of spells, but you've got to try and play him and hope he hits form. Because at the end of the day, we're going to need him. I presume Ben White will play. Timber can do with a rest. I presume Gabriel Saliba will start. I mean, Norgard could play, but I don't know. I presume he's going to want to win this one to get this signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah, I just think, though, you look, this kind of reminds me a bit of when we said, should this player have played the other season? Like when Saka played in the Champions League. Like, we need 3 points out of 2 games. We've got this Inter Milan away game and then the game that we've got at home. Like, I'm not being rude, but even if we put out the team that played against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, we should be winning that game at home.
Yes, I'll definitely.
So, for me, I look at a priority. What week is more important? Is it more important when we've got Manchester United at home next Sunday, which would help solidate us and get us back into some form, or do I play both similar strong teams? Personally, I would rest players. I think you take Timber out, rest him for Skelly. Mosquera I know he's only just coming back, but I think he has to feature tomorrow instead of like someone like a Gabriel or a Saliba. Because they need rest. Whatever way you look at it, they need rest.
And Mosquera does need minutes. He's coming back.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When Gabriel was injured, I think it was Gabriel, sorry, when Mosquera was playing, he was actually playing okay. And thought he played quite well before his injury. So he does need minutes, and having Mosquera back does kind of give you back another option. And it's the honest way. How is Lewis Skelly going to get back to how he was doing if he's not getting minutes? Surely that's just going to make it worse and worse, him not playing.
I think tomorrow night will be a good game for him to play away from home.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's in the Champions League, isn't it?
Inter Milan's wingers are good. And they've got Zelensky and someone else. But they're not like fast, rapid. You know, I think he could have a good game. You know, but obviously going forward, Liam, I mean, who's going to play up front? Is it going to be Victor, Jesus, Havertz? Again, who knows? Marino? He's got so many options again.
I'd play I'd go a little bit different tomorrow night. I'd go. I'd definitely go obviously Madueke at right wing. Just rest Saka for tomorrow night. Like just keep it fresh for Sunday. I'm on the half of thinking, does he play Jesus on the left, which I don't think he'll do, to be honest. And then if that is the case, does he put Jesus up top and plays Havertz in a more midfield role? I wouldn't be too adverse to see that, because actually I want to see sooner or later Havertz pushing right up with Gyökeres from midfield. So he's got different ways he can play it, but you'd like to think that he'll potentially play both Havertz and Jesus tomorrow night. And look, Jesus' record in the Champions League is second to none. So actually, I'll definitely start Jesus tomorrow night. I'd probably play Jesus on the left, if I'm being totally honest, and put Havertz essentially up top, because obviously that'd be a hard ask to ask Havertz to go straight into midfield, because he hasn't played many minutes. Do you know what I mean? Like, you look at the midfield tomorrow night and you think Norgard, he should be able to get a game potentially. Do you know what I mean? Like, the rest of him, Rice, Marino, and you've got one area in there as well, and Eze. So actually, he could go yet again, Moreno, Eze, and one area like he did at Portsmouth. Not sure he'll play both of them though. So I do think one area might not start this game. I think he'll probably go Marino, Norgard, and Eze. But yeah, I want to see moving forwards, right? Like really moving forwards, especially at home. I want to see Havertz and Gyökeres in the same team, because physically they'll just bully the shit out of teams. Do you know what I mean? And this is what he needs. He needs someone up there who's going to support him, but take fucking pressure away from him. And he's not getting that from anyone at the moment. So why not try Havertz there? Like, we know he can play attacking midfield. We know he can do it pretty effectively well, especially at home. I think we need to change our way at home. I don't think we need to start Subimendi and Rice in every game at home. Why do we? Why do we? Because we got so many good attacking players here, right? And maybe he's looking at the period around Christmas and the New Year. I just want to get out of Christmas and New Year. Like, February is pretty shoddy for us when you look at it. Like, we got Chelsea, we got Tottenham. Do you know what I mean? We got some hard games. Sunderland at home, which is not going to be easy. Brentford away.
Tottenham, that ain't hard.
Yeah, but it's still North London derby. At the end of the day,
It will be if they have a new manager.
Yeah.
Well, they will have, wouldn't they? Let's be honest.
Look, we should beat them, but at the end of the day, it's still North London derby. You don't want to underestimate it. But I think if he gets out of February, right, and he was 7 points clear, I'll be like, happy fucking days. Do you know what I mean? Because by that point, you've got rid of United, you've got rid of Liverpool, you've got rid of Aston Villa, you've got rid of Chelsea, and you've got rid of Tottenham. All you're looking at is Man City away, really. And you're looking at the other games, you're thinking, well, if we can't win the league from here and we're 7 points clear, then do you know what I mean? We're never ever going to do it, because actually you've got all the tools to do it. But it's a big month. 7 points can just go just like that. Like, we've seen how quickly we've gone from 2 points to 7 points. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just hoping that this is a bit of our blip as well. Like, Man City 100% having a blip, but you can't say that we played well. And like, every game I've watched, I've seen when we won, apart from Aston Villa, I've walked away frustrated, because I'm looking at us like Wolves, like we made a mess of that. Everton was fucking hard work. Do you know what I mean? Then you look at Brighton, it was hard work. Liverpool was awful. Forest was awful. So you're looking at it, you're thinking, we're not in form whatsoever. So is this our blip as well? Hopefully this is our blip. And then we get out of January into February and then do the business.
That's the hope. And obviously, we'll do predictions for tomorrow night's game a bit later on. But obviously, we'll start looking forward to the Man United game. Obviously, classic rivalry, big game. But I'm a fan of George at home. I fancy us to beat anyone. I know that's silly because we drew 0-0 in the last game. But the last few years against Man United, we've really dominated them, home and away. I know Michael Carrick's in there, and I know they had a great win on Saturday. But the problem we found with Man United the last couple of years is their inconsistency. They win one game and then they lose the next couple. You don't really know what you're going to get with them.
No, especially at the moment. Obviously, they done well against Man City, and they should, like, this season they probably should have done a lot better than they're doing, because they got knocked out of all the cup competitions quite easy and quite early. So, and they didn't have European football. So, but obviously they've gone back to Carrick, however that goes. Yeah, I'm slightly confident, mate. I back us to beat everyone. Do you know what I mean? And anyone. So like we've seen, we don't get beat by many teams. So, but I do agree with Liam. I think people forget we normally have around Christmas time and just afterwards. Normally have we're normally shocking. Like we are known for that. But maybe this is our blip. We're managing just to get through those games that we hadn't before. But I think I was listening to I think it was Charles Watts. He was saying it's like the reason we're all so frustrated when we're 7 points clear because the level's so high. Do you know what I mean? Like if we were 7 point, people could say, "Oh yeah, we're 7 points clear. Why no one should moan?" No one's saying that as well at all. Like, yeah, be frustrated because let's be honest, we should be about 15, 16 points clear. If you look at the games that we should have turned into draws to victories, but so I think for me, and it ain't being belittling it, but I think Man United's a bigger game than Inter Milan for me. So I think
I agree.
Even if. Like if you said to me, "Oh, you have to win," you beat Man United and Leeds, but you lose into Milan and like win or draw against the other team, I'd snap your hand off because I think it's the we're like let's be honest, we're qualified, haven't we, for the Champions League? So whatever way you look at it, we're through. It's just about where you finish.
Exactly. We're not going out.
No.
We're not going to win the Champions League if we win tomorrow night.
Like you think by the time you beat Leeds, there's a chance we could be 10 points clear. I'm not saying we will, but we could be 10 points clear if by the time we've played Man United or Leeds. And for me, that's more important. So, and Man United always turn up for these games. Like people can say, "Oh, they're shit" and all that. Maybe they are, but for when they play teams like Arsenal, Man City, and Liverpool, they always turn up.
Yeah.
Obviously, last season they beat us in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So penalties and the game we should have won really, but they keep it out. But easily, I mean, it's a massive game. Obviously, Man City have got Wolves at home.
That won't be easy, by the way.
No, it won't be. But you still expect Man City to win.
Yeah, you would, but Wolves are playing quite well.
If you look at Wolves' results,
they put a little bit of fault.
Liverpool, like, do you know what I mean? They've only lost 2-1 in both games. So
2-0.
The Man United game's a massive one, mate, for me. Like, it's a massive rivalry game. Man United always turn up at the Emirates and give us a game. I think the night game was the first time I thought they were pretty shoddy. And I think it was start when Amorim come in. We just battered them from corners.
Yeah.
But if you look prior to that, we've had to rely on 90th minute winners to beat them. So we're going to have to be at it Sunday. And they'll be super confident in terms of they could come to Emirates and cause an upset because of what they've done to Man City. The only thing I'd say in our case, on Sunday over them is that I do still think, I look at their team 2-3 years ago and look at them now and I look at their wingers and I think, do you know what? I'd rather play your team now than when you had Marcus Rashford playing for you. Do you know what I mean? Because they were a massive threat on the counter attack, and he loved to go at the Emirates, didn't he? So I'm not overly confident, but I never will be overly confident because that's just not me. But if we can get a left back, then I can't see why we can't go and obviously beat them. But we have to play a lot better than what we've done over the last few weeks because they're going to be well up for it. And I'm quite intrigued to see how Carrick would approach it because I think this is one of the differences now. Do you know what? I think they've made a good decision getting Carrick in because I think if they'd gone Solskjaer, it's just going backwards. You know what I mean?
No sense.
I do think with Carrick a little bit, that he'll play a lot more like the Manchester United way, and I just think Amorim was never going to succeed playing the way that he was playing. And like you could see that they've got players that can kill you. Bruno Fernandes on his day, is one of the best attacking centre midfielders, not just in the league but in the world. So we got to keep him quiet first and foremost. But
and Burma as well. He worries me a little bit.
But do you know what? If we got our back four, I look at our back four and I think if we got our back four, then why should we should be confident in our ability to kind of beat them on our own patch. It's a big game for me because we didn't beat Liverpool at home. If we don't beat Man United at home, then Chelsea becomes even it becomes even tougher. And that tie is not over yet by any stretch of imagination. No. So we we want to come out of that Man United game really, really confident, because I'll tell you as well, Leeds away is going to be really
that won't be easy.
Mate, they've upset a lot of good teams, mate. They've upset Liverpool. They should have got a draw at Man City.
They beat Chelsea.
A good team. They're a good team.
Yeah.
I mean, when you mentioned earlier, Liam, about Havertz playing on Sunday, I would definitely play him. Just anything, because he will wind up Martinez like a good one. And yeah, Havertz has got that bit about him. He knows what he's doing. He puts himself about and he pisses people off. And I think he'd have Fernandes and Martinez crying their eyes out. And I think, because Carrick, it'll be interesting to see what he does, because obviously he won Saturday and now he's almost got like a free pass, isn't he, to the end of the season, because obviously they can't win anything about all the cups, and obviously they like him to get into Europe, but if they don't, it's, what they're going to do to him, just release him. Obviously Oliver Glasner leaving end of the season. I think he's going to get sacked before then, but whether does that mean he's going to Man United, I don't know. But so he's got a free hit, so he'll be not relaxed about it, but he'll be, I don't know if he's been promised anything about taking the job on, but yeah, he'll be giving it a good old go. I mean, he remembers the old rivalry back in the day, but yeah, I think we'll have too much for him. That's why I was annoyed on Saturday though, because you look at our bench and how strong it is. And you think, there's a goal in there, and yeah, surely we can't go 3 league games in a row without scoring a goal. Surely.
Well, I look at Eze Sunday, he won't start, but I just think one of the games like Spurs was that actually, because the game will be a little bit more open up, because it's Manchester United and they will play. I think Eze would be fucking brilliant to play Sunday. Get at them, do you know what I mean? Get the ball down because he can run with the ball, dribble with the ball. And this is what I thought we was going to go this year with Eze in that attacking centre midfield role. That actually he would make a lot more openings for players like Martinelli, Saka, Trossard. But we just haven't seen him. And like you're saying, he's coming on for 12 minutes in a game. What do you actually expect him to do in 12 minutes? Do you know what I mean? He's barely touching the ball. And then you've got to remember as well, also, by that point of the game when we're chasing the goal, we're going direct as well. We're trying to whack crosses into the box. So he's the last player who's getting the ball.
Yeah.
Because all we're doing is getting the ball, whacking it to the wingers, and then trying to put crosses in the box. So that ain't going to suit him whatsoever. And if you're going to do that, you might as well just bring Havertz on in centre mid. I think he didn't bring Havertz on for a reason on Saturday, because I think he wants to give him the whole game tomorrow. And I understand it. Look, the game's the game. If Havertz is come on against Nottingham Forest, then you bring him on. And I think he did need to come on against Nottingham Forest, if I'm being totally honest. Yeah. But I just think like you say, John, we need to get Havertz fit. The sooner we get him fit, the sooner we get him in the team, I think the more the chemistry will come back in terms of our attacking play. Where that is, I don't know. Is that attacking midfield? Is that the striker? We'll see. But when you see him come against Portsmouth, straight away you just see the level, don't you? You see his level.
Yeah, no, I'd like to see him play tomorrow. I said he needs at least an hour. Yeah, just to get himself back, just for him more than anything else. Get him physically up and running for the games. We've got so many games coming up.
I agree with what it's kind of says. We need to take more risks. We need to be confident in our ability. Do you know what I mean? I get we don't want to concede goals, but at the same time, we want to score goals.
We want to win games.
Goals will win you. Goals win you everything. Clean sheets give you a platform. Defensively, it gives you a platform, but you've got to take risks. And I want to see a lot more from our like we did against Bournemouth. Like Rice getting 2 goals. Coming in like that. Why was the team? Why can we do that at Bournemouth? Then we can't do it at Forest. Do you know what I mean? It just baffles me, mate. It just baffles me. And this is my bit about getting the attacking midfielders and getting the midfielders breaking into the box. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what's going to cause issues. And I just think Havertz will be the best at it. He'll just destroy teams. He will, because no one wants to come up against a 6'3", 6'4" guy. Do you know what I mean? And you already got Gyökeres in there as well. They'll just bully teams. One
thing I will say about the Forest game, though, I know we didn't deserve it, but for me, that is a penalty. And if
Oh,
that's
yeah,
City, they get that.
But
I know we shouldn't have to rely on it, but you know what I mean? It still happened.
no, it should be a penalty, but yeah, VAR is VAR. You just have to put what done all
Like,
weekend.
we did get a bit of benefit one out of Everton. I thought that was a penalty as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think it's I actually right this season, right? I don't think it's about it being us. I just think they're useless, mate. I just think they're actually useless. They don't know what to give and what not to give. They don't know the rules inside out. And we're talking of yet another year, aren't we, of this geezer operating at the highest level, Howard Webb. And we're seeing the same old shit week in, week out. What was
And it's not a surprise, is it? Like, I suppose, like, you think what he done against us all those years ago, he was understudy to Mike Riley, wasn't he? So
I had 6 or 6 on the other night, and obviously Robbie Savage was sat one there. It was after there was a game. It was yesterday evening after the Villa game, and Robbie Savage, obviously, is managing our Forest Green Rovers, and he was just going on about the state of it. He says, we always talk about referees. We always say, what can we do to help? We don't like to criticise, but he was going on and say how bad the standards are all the way through the league.
Yeah.
Obviously, he watches a lot of League One games, goes to Reading. Obviously, in the National League, it says the decisions and what they're getting told and the lines, and it's just a shambles. He said he spoke to Howard Webb in the morning, and he was saying, need more education on this. And Robbie Savage said it's the worst the referees have ever been. He said, and it just doesn't like it. It's just all the way throughout the league. Because obviously, I work with a lot of Gillingham fans, and they were always saying how poor the officiating is. We say how bad it is in the Premier League. So imagine how bad it probably is in League Two.
Yeah.
But it just never
looks like Sutton United at home, wasn't it?
Sorry?
They had Sutton United at home on Saturday. They had them at Sutton, Forest Green.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Sutton won, didn't they? A 1-0, was it?
Was it 1-0?
I haven't got a clue, to be quite honest.
I think it was 1-0 because I think they were down to 10, to be fair.
Yeah, then a player sent off, and he was moaning about it. Yeah, he was never sending off, but he's going to say that. But yeah, I mean, it just never shows any sign. Well, to be fair, the referee in the Villa game yesterday, I'd never heard of him, which is a sign of a good ref, to be honest.
Shouldn't have been a red card in that or
all the bad ones. Tony Harrington, but from the bits I see, there was a goal ruled out for something. But yeah, no, there could have been a second booking. Garner, he was on the booking and he did push. It's one of them. You see it and you don't. Again, it's all about inconsistency.
Yeah, of course.
It's never going to change.
They say consistency is the key, but it's inconsistency is the key.
Oh, yeah, he certainly it's not going to change until, like I say, until Howard leaves.
But I think it's like what you said, Liam, I think you said it on your Twitter. We shouldn't have to be, you don't want to be playing the games that you have to rely on a decision like that.
No, exactly. We need to go out and win it ourselves. And that's how all the firepower we got.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, we should be shoving more shots. Just looking to win it. It's just, I know they're tired. That's ridiculous that they're tired. You know, they've got a big enough squad. But yeah, just at the end, when they are just annoyed because I just think 9 points, I think it's just a big. I know 7 points is amazing, but it's just 9 points. That means we've got to lose basically 4 games. And it's just the opportunities twice now. We've had that chance to just go a little bit further. And it shouldn't bite us in the arse, but I just think any chance we've got to keep going further ahead, we just got to keep taking it.
I do think you need to take it because City won't keep doing that. That's my
exactly.
only
And obviously, no one expected Villa to lose yesterday. I stand. I mean, I didn't think they were in the title race. They're doing really well, and the Jununo at Palace the other week, and they lost them Everton. I mean, they were very poor against us. I mean, we did batter them in the second half, but their squad depth isn't what it is. And I was surprised that they sold Marlon the other day to Roma. Yeah. They've got a small squad as it was, so that was a very strange decision. But it's obviously it's in our hands. Do you two think we'll sign the one this month?
No, I can't see it.
I can't see it. There's been no rumours as far as I know. It's been a very
unless
quiet
someone gets injured.
Yes,
which obviously we don't want.
Or an opportunity comes up.
Yeah.
Like I look at Man City signings right now. Don't get me wrong, now great signings, but I look at defensive signing. Like, is that enough? Them defensively, probably not. Do you know what I mean? Because
they're missing about 3 centre.
Like when I looked at defence the other day, mate, I was like, there's hazards all over that defence.
Vardy was a massive blow. He's
Yeah,
probably
of
the
course
biggest
he is.
blow. He plays all along the back. He scores a lot of goals as
Yeah,
well.
of course he does,
it's
and he's a
massive.
big piece. And you look at Diaz as well. He will come back, but do you know what? Like Mark Guahi's got to settle himself in first and foremost in terms of that team, and that's not going to be that easy. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like he's used to playing for a Crystal Palace team that'll play totally different to Man City, and like no, I think he'll do well there. I think he'll do really well there, but I'm not sure. Like
there'll be a lot of spotlight on him. He didn't have that at Palace. If they lost, it didn't really matter.
They've got Stones as well, haven't they?
Around him. Like you look at the other day, and Nico Williams. No, sorry, not Nico Williams. What's his name? The
Nico O'Reilly.
Nico O'Reilly. He come on. Rico Lewis, the other guy who had that horrendous debut last year.
Mark Lane, who I thought was a cricketer.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he's changed.
So all he's going to do, mate, is go into a very young back forward. You know what I mean? And like I think what George said at the start of the show. Kevin De Bruyne was everything to them, and he was everything to Haaland. And like when the chips are down and they're needing a goal, they're not actually getting that goal this year, are they? Like, do you know what I mean? When it goes to 1-1 and they've been leading, they concede a goal. They struggle then to break teams down.
I think they missed Gundogan.
So hot and cold.
Yeah,
and Gundogan. I think they missed prime Gundogan. Prime Ilkay Gundogan. That he got them out of a lot of problems.
A goal or two. Yes, he did.
And I think like with Gaze as well, like you've got to think they've got. I know he's been injured and he's getting a bit older, but they've still got John Stones as well. So you think when Stones, Vardy, and Diaz are fully fit, Gaze doesn't get ahead of them.
Every away game is hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm watching Brighton versus Bournemouth. Like we still go to Brighton. I'm looking all these away.
Is it still 1-0?
Yeah.
Like, is it
going away in the Premier League so hard? And I think this is the other thing. Everyone goes on about no one hits 90, 100 points now, but it's much more competitive now than what it was before.
The standard is this season, especially. I mean, give fair play to the three teams. Even Burnley, everyone's better to be whipped, but they're still down there having a go, and they're not too far off survival. Leeds and Sunderland have been a breath of fresh air. They've made good signings. The boards have stuck with their manager, especially at Leeds, because they struggled to begin with, and there was a lot of rumours, but they kept with them, and they're doing really well. And you look at all the established teams like your West Hams and your Spurs and that, and they're going down the table. A lot of the new teams at Sunderland have been a revelation. And I said every game is so hard. As you said earlier, Liam, a lot of teams are setting up their teams so defensive now because they're too scared to lose because of the amount of money they lose if they go to get sucked into the Championship. And that's so we just got to keep nicking out wins. It is going to help that a lot of teams are, cancelling each other out, which is going to play into our hands because we're very, very tough to beat and we don't concede many goals. We've got the best defence for a reason.
Cherky, you're saying about Cherky, he's a good player.
He's a very
I was surprised
he
didn't start on Saturday, if I'm honest.
But that's the thing with Guardiola, and you could say the same with Arteta, that they don't, especially going forward, they don't seem to know their best attackers.
No.
He's got Semenyo, and he's going to play like Foden, so hot and cold. Doku, so hot and cold. Got Reinders, he plays if and when. Cherky, Oscar Bob. Plays Nunes at fullback. He's got so many attacking options. Savinho, he's got so many players, but he doesn't seem to know what to do with them. He takes Haaland off. They haven't got another striker to go on the pitch. I know Mamouche is back now, but he hasn't really done anything, is he?
No, he's not going to get an opportunity, though, is he? Really? That's the problem.
No, that's the thing.
Could be another thing like what we say about Arteta with Timber running him down into the ground. There's nothing to say Guardiola don't do that with Haaland either.
No, definitely. He didn't look very happy when he came off.
Well,
but
if he picks up an injury, they're screwed.
Yeah.
Well, they are. But I've noticed this season. I mean, he got good strikers. Obviously, the lad at Brentford's done well and that. But you don't really see that many strikers now banging in 25 to 30 goals. Like that's the good old days of people like you see John Rees Wrights, Sheringham was Yorkshire Coles, everyone banging something. And now it's just that you see all the teams now. Like Watkins, he scored like 5-6 goals. Victor scored like 4 or 5 goals. Chelsea, well, Pedro, he scored about 4 goals. You know, it's only like Haaland, Thiago at Brentford, and that. And maybe one other. I've got double figures.
Ireland's a freak, though, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah,
he's a
and that
robot,
at Brentford's been a revelation.
cheat code.
But if Tony, if what's his name? What's his name for Brentford? Thiago.
Ego Thiago.
If he's at Arsenal, mate, he ain't scoring them goals. Do you know what I mean?
No, exactly.
Because if he
Here's a
can't-
question, Pete. Do you think
And he's got a
Haaland?
few penalties.
Do you think
Only
Haaland
person
scores
scores
them
Haaland.
goals?
What, for Arsenal?
Yeah, do you think Haaland scores those goals playing for Arsenal? What he does for City?
I don't know, because I don't think we feed him as much as like we do with Victor.
No, I don't.
I think Man City play to his strengths.
Yeah, I don't.
That's
think.
what, mate, and that's what. This is what frustrates me. When you bring a striker into a club, right? The main thing about having a striker is that you play to his strengths because he's the geezer who gets the ball in the back of the fucking net.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? You know what I mean? So, like, of course you play to
just
Ireland's
ignored him.
strengths because he's going to get you 50 goals. But
Yeah.
like, no one ever expected Gyökeres to get 50 goals, but you expect him to be played to his strengths, and I don't believe we're playing to his strengths whatsoever. And it is worrying, isn't it? Like you sit there and think we're back into January now, and there seems to be zero chemistry between him and the wingers.
I just go back to that Palace League Cup game when the wingers were putting crosses. Like it was absolutely on a plate for if Victor Gyökeres was there, but then when Gyökeres was on the pitch in other games, them crosses are never there. So if you're Gyökeres, like you'll be like, what the hell's going on? There's some of his movement maybe he needs to be a little bit better at, but I just think like you say, Liam, play to their strengths, and then you might actually reap the rewards. But instead, too many people are short-sighted and look at it and say, "Oh, Gyökeres is shit. What do we get him for?" Like the players we were linked with up front ain't really done much better either, have they?
Nah, but the problem for him will come if Havertz goes back in there and he starts getting a lot out of the
Yeah, of course. And then Havertz will obviously. But then I think if we had Kai Havertz fit at the start of the season, I don't think Gyökeres starts the season. I think they would have started Havertz and then rotated, and you might have just seen Gyökeres just in the cups and like that, and then they gave Gyökeres half a season to bed in. Personally, but I think the worst thing that happened to Gyökeres was Havertz and Jesus being out.
I honestly believe, and I said it in the chat yesterday. And I know you two see it. That I can see football going like cricket in terms of Premier League specialists and cup specialists, and I see it with our team massively. Like players like Martinelli, he's key. Eze, Madueke, do you know what I mean? Like these players, I believe, have all been brought in to strengthen us in the cups.
Well, Arteta calls them finishers, didn't he?
Yeah,
right. What they call them in the cricket. So
the rugby.
So like, was it Marino? He's called a finisher before.
Yep.
So.
But like you get watching a cup game, mate, like Chelsea, where the game's expanded and open, mate, it's totally different, isn't it? Like you get Martinelli banging in goals because actually, like teams are coming out at you, and you Martinelli just absolutely ripped the shit out of them. Like, don't get me wrong, he's well handy to have Martinelli just for the cup games. Put him in the Premier League, and I don't want to see him starting. And it's a weird situation because we got quite a number of players that I look at the moment, right, and think, do you know what? Get us in a cup game. And go 1-0 down against us, and I don't see any team beating us because they're going to rip you to pieces on the counter attack. And you look at the Eze's, the Martinelli's, as I said, the Madueke's, Gyökeres, like no one's like it's going to be different when people need to chase a goal. Do you know what I mean? And you see that at Chelsea, mate. Like
it's not like they're not going to get games, though, is it, Liam? It's like you could play Martinelli in the 2 Champions League games, the Carabao Cup game, and the FA Cup game. That's 4 games in the next 3-4 weeks.
Mate, you get enough minutes, mate. Just don't start him in the Premier League.
So that's why I think Trossard has been a revelation with it, really. Because I think we've said plenty of times that left-hand side really needs to be invested in. But you have to hold your hands up. Leandro Trossard, for me, has made that his own this season. But he's not what we really want to be saying, like, in 2 years that we still got Trossard and Martinelli. But in the league, like, against Man United, for me, I don't think he will do it. I play Eze instead of Odegaard, Saka instead of Madueke, and Trossard instead of Martinelli. But I don't think he will. I think he'll go back to Odegaard. But
Trossard and Saka will definitely start.
I think they have to at the moment because
Yeah, I agree.
they're the ones that are putting in the form, and it's just like Arteta's took a bit of a step back. He's got a bit anxious, and he's gone back to who he trusted before. But that's not how it works.
That's what he's doing. He's going back to the
Yeah.
players that he trusts. So that's why Odegaard will get in the team. That's why
Yeah.
Havertz will get in the team, because he knows that really, do you know what I mean? They'll probably go and win most of these games because he knows they've done it before. Like,
Yeah.
well, all we need now, right, is to repeat what we performed in the 2023-24 season. Is it 23-24? Yeah, 23-24 season. Do you know what I mean? Where actually we won 14 out of 16 games. Now, if we do that now and win 14 out of 16 games, but I think it was 16 out of 18, weren't it? We won 16 out of 18. If we won 16 out of 18 now, from now to the end of the season, we win the league.
Well, we only have to win 12 games to win the league.
Yeah,
It's actually not,
yeah.
they've got that wrong. It's actually I think it's 14 games.
Okay. But like, you think the majority of those games you should be winning, shouldn't you, really?
Yeah, but just look at
one of those 12 games is against Man City, though. That should be that.
Well, that's a big 6 pointer. Do you know what I mean? Like, we get a draw against Man City.
19 points clear by then.
We draw against Man City. But let's be honest, he's going to go there for a draw, isn't he? Like, we all know.
Play a whole team of defenders.
Unless they're above us by that point, he's literally going to go there for a draw and then just try and hit them on the counter attack. And look, they're going to have to come out at us. Do you know what I mean? So that would be an interesting game. But
they're a great game.
I just think the Man United and the Leeds game are really, really important for me. You come out of that with 6 out of 6. That takes you into going into the Sunderland game with a minimum of 7 points clear in February. It's a perfect start going into February. You put behind what's gone is gone. What's happened's happened. But you've got to now is where you've got the the players and the big characters need to stand up. If Odegaard wants to be, he's a club captain and stand up and be counted. Rice was doing his. Apparently, people were saying that Rice was moaning about the ref, or whether he was or it was the players. I just think this is where you've got such a great chance, and I think it's like you said, Liam. If we don't do it now, we won't do it.
Yep.
Like ever.
And
yeah, definitely.
I just think 16 games is a lot of games still. Like, if you said to me 7 points of 30 games and 8 games left, I still don't think that's a massive bridge to get. All you got to do is flop in a few games. We're nowhere near the end straight. I'm looking at games left, right, and centre. I'm thinking that's hard. But as much as I'm doing that, I'm looking at their games as well, thinking, yeah, that's hard. Do you know what I mean? So it's a really competitive league.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, like, if we carry on performing the way we are and picking up the points the way we are, we win the league. Do you know what I mean? We win the league. Because actually, when you look at the patches, like from August to September to October to November to December to January, we've actually increased our lead. So it has to be now an absolute travesty. And just think we need the left back. We need our left backs back. We just need our left backs back. That's the big thing now. We need Calafiori back more than anything. Like, you don't realise sometimes until a player's out, then you think, Jesus, yeah.
They said he was at a similar level to Mosquera. So that's what makes me think is Mikel holding him back for the Man United game.
I hope so.
Because you don't need to give him. Yeah, like, let's be honest, we don't need to give Calafiori minutes because he's only been out like 2 or 3 weeks, so he doesn't need. It's not like he's been out for ages, like say like Mosquera and that. And I agree with Timber. Like, you think last season, Liam, we've done the same thing with Timber, rushed him back from his injury so he could play against PSG.
Yeah.
Like, people forget that how long's he been at the club now? Is it a couple of years?
Yeah.
And he had that ACL or that really bad injury at the start of the season, which people forget.
I do think with him, he's either carrying something or that wouldn't surprise me if he was carrying something either, to be fair. It wouldn't surprise me if he's either carrying something or he's just literally, I think he's burnt. There's a part of him that's kind of getting burnt out. And look, it's not nice, is it, when you're feeling a bit fatigued anyway, then you're getting played out of position. Like, you're right footed, but then you're getting played left back. Like, he's up to hiding for nothing, really, when you think about it. And he doesn't offer us anything in attack either on the left. So you're looking at it and you're thinking, Is that why Martinelli and Trossard struggled as well on Saturday? More Trossard. I thought he was really disappointed when he came on. Like, I expected much better out of Trossard. I thought he'd give it absolute nothing. I'm pretty much like you. Trossard's done a really good job, but he's not good enough still. Do you know what I mean? We need this summer. We need to buy, like for me, Rafael Leao. I'll take him all day long. All day. Get me him in. Get me him in. Like, you ain't got to worry about him defensively because you've got Calafiori at the right left back. So we need an explosive left winger. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, I don't want Anthony Gordon. I'm sorry.
No, God, no.
Well, I don't see what the difference between, if you're getting Gordon in, what's the difference between Martinelli and Trossard? I don't think
I'd rather have Martinelli. I don't rate Gordon at all.
Bradley Barcola or Rafael Leao for me. That's the level. I think that's the level you need to kind of be looking at personally. Yeah.
Who?
Morgan Rogers.
I don't have his winger, but
he missed quite a few. He missed quite a few sitters yesterday.
That's good. He's getting his Arsenal training in.
No, he ain't injured yet.
Well, he bit again. Well, he didn't even bite, did he? Well, he did, but he couldn't even talk, could he? Like, how embarrassing was Emirates last night, by the way?
Yeah, proper.
Do you know what? While I was watching the game, you laugh. It was 0-0, 55 minutes in, and he was like that. And I was like, you ain't winning the game out. I've seen it when you're like this, scratching your chin like this. No idea. And we were 5 minutes in, but we're 1-0 up. And I was just like, it's just typical with Emre that he goes into these little meltdowns and such, don't he? Like, we've seen it. Do you know what I mean?
I've said that Marlon's selling the Marlon
weird.
It doesn't make any sense.
Really weird.
He's done quite well from this year, and he sold it, and then that's why he was giving it the old, we're not going to do enough. Because I presume he wants signings and money. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what it's all down. That's what it's all down to, isn't it? But January's never a great window to get players in. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've done really well. The year before, was it last year? Or the year before?
Last season they got Rashford and Asensio in on loan.
Yeah, they've done really well to get them two guys in, but they didn't.
What will help them is their European thing. The Europa League they're in?
Yes.
Conference. But they haven't got a squad, so if they go far in that's what will affect them in the in the Premier League. Yeah. Well, and I don't think they'll get top four. I'm putting it out there already.
You know?
That's the winner.
No. Yeah, I think they'll proper nosedive.
So who you got then? You got Arsenal, Man City.
Liverpool will finish third.
Yeah, Liverpool, and I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea end up there down on a run.
I could see Chelsea and Man United getting there and Liverpool missing out.
Nah, Liverpool won't miss out.
But
fingers crossed.
I still look at Liverpool as top 3 team. Like, they're just having a bad season. Like, they've had a lot of crap.
Like, the thing is, if he leaves Slot, I reckon Alonso's sitting there waiting for that job.
I can't see Slot leaving yet, though. I'd be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised if they sacked him.
No.
It's unbelievable if you look at the league table at the moment, though. Yeah, right. That from 4th down to about 11th, there's like 1 point or 2 points.
It's very tight. It's very, very tight. And then a nice little gap to Tottenham.
Yeah, well, that always brings a nice little chuckle, don't it? But yeah,
you got to be shit if you lose into West Ham. Jesus.
And then have the new manager bounce against Man City.
So if you're losing to a Callum Wilson 93rd minute goal away at home to West Ham, you've got issues. Jesus.
He hasn't got long left. They've got Dortmund at home tomorrow in the Champions League.
Yeah, they lose that.
Expect them to lose that.
Joe
and if they get thrashed in that one, he could well go after that.
It's good. It's good though, because I think he's a good manager. So if he's done what he's got to do, isn't he? So
he's done a great job managing it.
Silver member, isn't he? So that's what he's done.
The problem is they lost Kane and then they lost Son. They were finished.
They didn't replace them, did they?
No, they're never going to replace them.
Wasted the money.
The best signing they've made in probably the last 5 years is probably that Conor Gallagher one they've done. Because
I'm still not even sure on that though. If I'm being totally honest.
Nah, he must be literally. He's probably at home at the moment, sitting in the dark, rocking in the corner, going, "What have I done?" I do not understand it at all. Unless he's got family roots in London, it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Leaving that.
Well, yeah, isn't he? He comes from London.
He's from Chelsea, wasn't he? And then Palace.
That's what makes me surprised because Chelsea and Tottenham hate each other as well, don't they?
Yeah. But it just doesn't make. I don't get it. Just makes no sense to me.
There you
Right,
go.
let's do a few predictions in.
Yeah.
So Inter Milan away tomorrow night. Jules, I'll let you go first.
I'll go for 2-1 Arsenal.
Lovely, lovely. Liam?
I actually fancy it. I don't think we're playing a strong enough team. I think Milan will win tomorrow night. I'm not bothered.
On again.
As long as the performance is there. Yeah. I don't like saying it, but I just think they're going to want to need to win the game. We're not going to need to win the game. That's the difference. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm going to go 2-1 Milan.
Yeah. You know what? I'm feeling sentimental. I think we're going to win 5-1 again. So why not?
One day it's going to come through.
That'll make everyone sit up and listen again. Yeah, why not? And then obviously moving on to Sunday's game, I'm going to say 3-1 to Arsenal Sunday. I think hopefully we'll put in a good performance. I can see them scoring because they're in good form. But yeah, I think plays the right players. The firepower of the bench, Havertz going to have a big say in it. Yeah, I'll go 3-1. George?
I'll go 2-1.
Liam's going 2-1. Go on. And George?
I'll go 4-2.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, go on. I'll do that.
It'd be good to get some goals in there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be good.
I think United score, but then I just think, like you say, if Havertz is backfiring, and I think the players like Gabriel normally stand like they've been brilliant, but he loves
Timber likes a goal against United recently as
Gabriel,
well.
Timber, Rice love a goal,
Headers,
don't they? So.
Yeah, so fingers crossed. I think that's sorted, gentlemen. I think we're all yawning. I'm not going to lie. On Blue Mondays hit us all. Very stressful being 7 points clear. Very tiring. But thank you very much, George, for coming on.
No problem, mate. Thanks for having me on, and anytime you need me.
Yeah, so we're gonna kick Andy out.
Every time it's due to host, he goes off late doors, don't he?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, it's funny that. Yeah. Now, Liam, a pleasure as always.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thank you very much for hosting.
No worries, mate. Yeah, no. And thank you everyone for all the messages. Thank you everyone for watching. Well, if you're moaning, don't, because at the end of the day, Arsenal are still 7 points clear. They're still top of the Champions League. Thank you very much, everyone, and good night.